When we're looking at Wentworth so far, we're seeing Allegra Spender outpoll Dave Sharma on a primary vote. We normally talk about these TEAL seats as being the danger zone for 45% for Dave Sharma. He's gone well under that. Allegra Spender at 39% there. You can see the two-party referred at the moment, 62-37. And on that, we're saying Dave Sharma goes and Allegra Spender actually wins that seat in Wentworth. The story so far, generally speaking, is the coalition increasingly, it looks really difficult for them to form that 76 seat. So that's going to be the first thing I think you can tick off. The problem for them at the moment is they are losing seats. They're holding up okay in Tasmania. They might be losing seats to the Greens in southeast Queensland. We'll delve into that again soon. And so that does imperil Labor's 76. But at the sort of numbers we're getting in so far, given they're losing to TEAL and to Labor, that makes 76 already look very difficult for the coalition.
Tom Connell, thanks. Let's go to the Labor Party headquarters. I'm joined by Nicholas Rees and Chris Kenny, who are with us right throughout the night from Albo HQ. What's the mood there like, gentlemen?
Well, I tell you what, Kieran, there are a lot of cheers going up here as they're watching the Sky News telecast, and we put up some of the figures for the likely Labor wins. So they're starting to get very, very confident here, I would say, Nicholas. Some of that nervous energy being released, but the wiser heads keeping a lid on it.
Look, I think that's a fair assessment. The mood is definitely lifting here at the Labor Party event. And, you know, across the board, Labor's primary is probably not where the party would have wanted it, but it seems to be coming good in those seats where it was needed, in those crucial target seats. I mean, remarkable to see Wentworth falling to a TEAL independent. We've now got 2 TEAL independents out of Sydney. In Melbourne, it looks like independent will win in Goldstein, certainly looking ahead there on the latest numbers coming through. It also looks like Labor is going to win in Higgins. So, you know, these seats were once the bedrock of the Liberal Party, leafy suburbs of big metropolitan cities, the foundation of the Liberal Party, and these seats are now going in very large number to independents or to Labor. Quite extraordinary.
I got to say, I think there's 2 important points here. One is we're seeing, as you've just looked at the national vote for the parties, this diminishing of the primary vote for both major parties is really the story of this election. Of course, the coalition vote falling more than Labor's, but both major parties on the nose and the independent votes on the rise around the country. That is a big story in this country because that will affect our politics for a long while to come, certainly for the next 3 years. And just reacting to Wentworth there, that's terrible news from my point of view, coming from Tom Connell there. Only 7% counted in Wentworth, and there's not a lot of difference across that seat, but if those votes are coming from the Darlinghurst, Paddington end of the electorate, they might favour Allegra Spender more than the more suburban areas of the electorate. We'll see. That might be me just hoping against hope, because Dave Sharma is one of the most wonderful human beings I've known. I've worked with Dave. I've known with him a long time. He's astonishingly intelligent. He's a public school educated bloke who went straight from a Sydney State High School to Cambridge. He'll be a terrible loss, not just to the Liberal Party, but to the nation. This is a bloke who was headed for a cabinet position and perhaps to be a foreign minister someday. And instead, the people of Wentworth get a TEAL independent, a fake independent who will contribute as much to the country as Zali Steggall has, which is nothing. What a tragedy. What do you reckon about that, Nicholas?
Well, look, I do agree with you about this is a watershed moment, I think, in Australian politics. You look at that split of the vote, it is going 1/3 Liberal National Party, 1/3 Labor, 1/3 independent and minor parties. And that is a fundamental shift in Australian politics, and we're seeing it delivering some very significant changes in the parliament. Up until now, because we've got single-seat members, single-seat electorates, notwithstanding the fact there's been a rising minor party vote, haven't seen them really break through in any significant way in terms of seats in Parliament, but that does seem to be changing tonight.
And Kieran, not too many senior Labor figures here. A lot of staffers, a lot of supporters, a lot of the volunteers from the booths. I understand Penny Wong will be here a little later on, but we haven't seen too many serving politicians, ex-politicians here yet. So we'll see. They'll probably start to flood in if the numbers improve.
I suspect if seats keep falling to Labor, we'll see quite a few turning up, Chris Kenny.